children. Myself Sapna N. Gowli.
Myself Veena S. Tilgol.
Here in this session, we both are going to explain you a wonderful story about a lazy grasshopper and a hard-working ant.
Dear children, as you all love to listen fairy tales, this is also one among them.
So, before starting the story, I would like to give you some situation and you need to analyze what would you do if it comes to you.
Let's hope there is a surprise test taken by your teacher in the class. Everyone has written the test and passed, but you are facing the difficulty to write or solve the test. Why?
Because you have not studied when it is taught. If you would have prepared for it instead of enjoying in teaching class, then you would have also passed in it. Therefore, you should be prepared for all the situations. Let us begin. Unit 3, Mr. Black Ant and Mr. Grasshopper Green. Class 2, Subject English.
The characters in the story are the grasshopper and the ant. The name of the grasshopper is Mr. Grasshopper Green and the name of the ant is Mr. Black Ant.
So, before explaining the lesson, let us read. Dear children, open the page number 20 of your sunshine and point wherever I am reading. Mr. Black Ant is very small. He and his family work very hard. The summer is hot. They pick up one grain of rice, wheat or sugar at a time. They carry it to their anthill. They keep it in a corner. Then they run out again to get some more.
Along comes Mr. Grasshopper Green. He skips down the road. He jumps from the flower to flower. He hops off bush. He leaps on to another. He has a lot of fun. Suddenly he spies the ant family.
What are you doing this fine summer morning, Mr. Black Ant?
Working, Mr. Grasshopper, working.
Working? What work are you doing?
We are gathering food.
There is lots of food. Eat, drink and be merry like me.
You eat, drink and be merry, my friend. My family and I are collecting food.
Well, I'm enjoying myself. I enjoy the long summer days.
The summer is soon over. The winter days are cold. The trees and the bushes lose their leaves. Mr. Black Ant and his family warm in their anthill. They also have plenty of food.
One cold night, they hear a knock on the door. Mr. Black Ant opens the door. Who do you think he sees? A sad and quiet Mr. Grasshopper stands there. May I have some food, please?
I can give you some today, Mr. Grasshopper Green. But what are you going to do tomorrow? How are you going to feed your family all through the winter?
I know, I laughed and enjoyed myself. All summer I sang and danced. Now my family and I have to go to bed hungry.
Mr. Grasshopper Green has not learnt a lesson. He still enjoys the summer and is hungry in winter. He is foolish. Mr. Black Ant works all day long. He is careful. He is wise.
Here in the story, Mr. Grasshopper Green is enjoying his summer by singing, dancing and hopping from flower to flower.
As you can see in the picture, children, Mr. Grasshopper Green is sleeping, playing a violin dancing, and all day he is wasting the time.
without knowing what situation he is going to face in the future. At the other side, the ant and his family are working hard. They're collecting the food and storing it for the future.
As you all know, children, the ants are very small. They are carrying the load more than their own weight. Till they reach the ant hill, they keep the food at the corner and run out again to get some more.
By this, they gather enough food for the future. Meanwhile, Mr. Grasshopper, who was enjoying singing hopping, spies the black ants family and wonders what these ants are actually doing. Spies means sees.
So Mr. Grasshopper stops one of the ant and asks it,
What are you doing this fine summer morning, Mr. Black Ant?
Working, Mr. Grasshopper, working.
Working? What work are you doing?
We are gathering food.
There is lot of food. Eat, drink and be merry like me.
You eat, drink and be merry, my friend. My family and I are collecting food.
Well, I'm enjoying myself. I enjoyed the long summer days. La 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 la.
Here, Mr. Grasshopper Green enjoys, and the ant family works very hard for collecting food for the future days. Let's see what happens next. Soon the winter arrives as the tree sheds their leaves and everywhere the snow has covered the land. Mr. Grasshopper Green couldn't find any food to eat. He starves.
He ran here and there to find the food, but he couldn't. Finally, he remembered that the black ant family has collected enough food for the winter.
Mr. Grasshopper Green went to Mr. Black Ant's. There the ants and his family are sitting warm in the ant hill and they have plenty of food to eat.
Mr. Grasshopper Green reaches the ant hill and he knocks the door.
A small ant opens the door and Mr. Grasshopper Green will please the ant for some food.
May I have some food, please?
I can give you today, Mr. Grasshopper Green, but what are you going to do tomorrow? How are you going to feed your family all through the winter?
I know. I laughed and enjoyed myself all summer. I sang and danced. Now my family and I have to go to bed hungry. Being wise, Mr. Black Ant will feed Mr. Grasshopper Green. Mr. Grasshopper Green will have some food and enjoy with them. Then he come out of the anthill and again he continues the same, enjoying the summer and suffering for the food in the winter.
But the black ant works all day long. He is careful and he is wise. Dear children, here the moral of the story is be hardworking and always be prepared for the future. Hope you all enjoyed the story, children. Thank you for listening.